We are joined by NBC's Chuck Todd, moderator of Meet the Press. And Chuck, today I had a call to a White House advisor saying, look, the Trump administration is ready for the next phase here in the impeachment trial, which is in the Senate, where they think there is going to be a fairer process. Is there going to be a Senate trial, and what will it look like?
I know. I joked a few months ago, I think this thing's going to get Merrick Garland, if you remember the Barack Obama Supreme Court nominee that never got even a hearing, that it's sort of in suspended animation. Look, I don't think it's going to be in suspended animation for too long. I think Speaker Pelosi was trying to give Chuck Schumer, the Senate Democratic leader, a little more leverage in negotiations with McConnell. But I will tell you this, I think I think Speaker Pelosi can't play too many games with this. I think if it looks like a tactic, and it looks more like a political tactic than a rule of law tactic, it could backfire on Democrats, hurt those moderate Democrats that did vote for impeachment in those Trump districts. Few of them have already voiced publicly that they understand maybe delaying, a little bit, but not very long. So, look, she'll shoot him over. I think the near-term impact, though, Charles, is this. We're not going to start the trial on January 6th, which a lot of us thought was going to be. What does that mean? Well, if we end up a week later, which is what's possible here, and you started a week later, well, then that's more and more likely it bleeds into the start of the campaign 2020 season. And boy, does that suddenly add an extra wrinkle. I mean, we've already been wondering how this was going to add, but there had been it looked like this thing was going to at least probably end, with a week to 10 days to go. Now it may not. What does that mean for Sanders, Warren, and Klobuchar in particular, the three sitting senators that I think have the best shot at making some noise in Iowa? Yeah,
because we've got the Iowa caucus, I believe, on February 3rd. I want to draw your attention. There were a lot of people tweeting after the impeachment, but a guy that you and I know, Reince Priebus, sent out an interesting tweet. He's the former White House chief of staff, of course, ran the state party here and nationally. And here's what he said. He says, from here on out, most presidents will now get impeached when the opposite party holds the House. This is a new political game that will play out for decades to come. Yeah. Agree or disagree?
I think that is an important talking point for Republicans to try to push. I think they want to make this impeachment seem like a political exercise so that you don't talk about what he actually did and the larger concern about what he actually did and how it ties to our foreign policy with Russia as well as Ukraine. So I think that this is what is going to be, I think, an interesting messaging battle between the two sides on here, which is, I think Democrats have to make this argument that this was a legitimate exercise, not a political exercise. And I think Republicans are going to want to make the argument it was a political exercise. So that is why that is going to be a talking point. You're going to hear a lot, I think, more from the right than you will the left. Guess what? During Clinton's impeachment, Clinton defenders said what, Charles?
Yes.
Oh, we're going to have this more frequently. I mean, I think take it from where it came from.
Yeah, I call it impeachment deja vu. Thank you. Chuck, as always, thank you. If it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press, and you can watch Chuck Todd every Sunday on Meet the Press right here on today's TMJ4 starting at 8 a.m.